Hey everybody, this is Freedom is the Right coming to you with a brand new video review, and today we're going to be taking a look at War for Cybertron Kingdom Voyager class Optimus Primal. This guy is a lot of fun. I think he's one of the best beast formers out of this line. He's got a lot of great features, he looks awesome, so without any further ado, we can go ahead and get into this. Coming in here, we can take a look at Primal in his beast mode, and he is a really nice looking figure. There's really nice texturing all along for the fur of the ape mode. And coming in on the face sculpt, it's really nice and expressive looking. We have brown for the eyes, a nice dot of black for the pupil in there. Overall, this guy just looks really great front and back. It's a little bit messy down here in this area, but there's always going to be a little bit of something hanging out with beast formers, especially for a mainline figure. But other than that, he's also really well articulated. His head can move slightly side to side. Can actually get it to rotate a full 360. Can look up a little bit, can look down. There's also a little bit of side to side here. Coming to the arms, you can rotate a full 360. They do hinge out like that. There's some bicep swivel, a full over 90-degree bend at the elbow. There is wrist rotation. We have articulation in the hands, which is really nice to see. And also we do get a waist rotation. And in this mode, the legs aren't super articulated. You can kick back about this far, and he can kick out to the side like that. There's a little bit of rotation here. And of course there are ankle rocking joints, and the toes can hinge down like that if you need them to. So as far as ape mode goes, this is just one orientation you can have him in. There is also another way you can pose him out for ape mode. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here, and this assembly is on two different hinges, and we're going to rock this forward. And as you can see, there's a peg that's going to tab up in there, and then you can just hinge this whole assembly down like that. And we're going to do the same on the other side. You can go ahead and rock this back, and again tab this in and set that like this. And now what we're going to do is we're going to hinge these back, and this is now going to all collapse up here. And now you can orient his hands, and this way you can have him in on all fours. And honestly, this is the way I prefer to display him in his ape mode. I think this looks the nicest of the two. And again, you can rotate his head. It can move like this a little bit. And also, we can take a look at his weapon accessories, which you can store on him in his beast mode. So this is his first sword. It's cast in a blue plastic and painted with really nice silver along the blade. There's some great detailing in there. And he does come with two of those. And these do store on the ape mode as well as robot mode, and we just have these here on the side and little tabs on the sword that are just going to peg in like that, and again on the other side. And there you have his sword stored. He's just carrying him on his back in ape mode. And that does pretty much cover it for his beast mode, so we can go ahead and get into transformation. So the first thing we're going to want to do is go ahead and take off his weapons. And we can set those to the side for now. And the first thing we can do is we can come down here to this back. So what we're going to want to do is rotate this whole piece, and there is a tab that goes into a port in his back, and you can just tab that in. Now what we can do is we can come to the legs and we can just kind of straighten these out, and then we're just going to want to hinge these forward, hinge them forward like that, and rotate these. And now we can flip down his feet. And there we have his legs all done. And now we're going to go ahead and rotate at the waist. And his lower body is pretty much done. So now moving on to the upper body, what we're going to do here is take his chest, and I like to just kind of push this in and pull this back. And now we're going to reveal this in here. So you can rotate the ape head all the way and pull this back, push it down like that. Now we can go ahead and rotate Primal's robot head around and push this assembly back in. And we're going to go ahead and rotate this chest piece out to reveal his robot mode chest. And we can close this whole assembly back up. So now we're going to go ahead and straighten out the hands. And kind of the final bit of transformation is we are going to hinge these up until they kind of click into place. And now we have Optimus Primal transformed up into his robot mode. And again, this guy looks really great in this mode too. He has really great paint applications. We can come in here and see the face sculpt is done so well. It's very accurate to the screen model. Nice silver paint here on the head crest and also on the sides here. Red paint for the eyes, some white around the mouth, which looks nice. Coming in on the chest, I really like the coloration they did and the nice sculpted detail throughout. We do have some really nice white paint here. The one thing about the white paint here is due to thigh rotation, it can kind of get rubbed off when you're rotating, so I would definitely be careful, be mindful of that when posing him out. Again, we have some nice red paint here for the knee pads, and then we have the nice hydraulic here, which has some nice red paint on it as well. And also on the side we have some white and red paint, which looks really great. And also moving to articulation, the head is on a ball joint, I believe. It does look up a little bit, can't really look down, moves side to side, can actually do a full 360 if you'd like. Not really much side to side motion. Turning the arm again, it's kind of the same as in ape mode, 360 there. He can hinge up and down, rotation, over 90 degrees of bend. Again, he has wrist rotation and he has some nice hand movement. We get nice waist rotation. And now in this mode, the legs are definitely more articulated. We get the thigh rotation here, which, as I said, you do want to be careful and not rub the paint off when you're doing that. As you can see, I have a little bit here that's rubbed off. And then also for the knee, we do get a little over 90 degrees of bend there. He can kick forward this far, and he can kick backward this far. Can kick out, not too far, but he can still get some range of motion there. And of course we have the ankle tiltage. Toes can move forward a little bit. Can't really move down. And we do have a bit of rotation here at this joint as well. So yeah, overall really well articulated figure. So we can go ahead and take a look at some of the features that this guy comes with. He does have some hidden gimmicks that call back to the Beast Wars show. So the first one we're going to take a look at is here in the back. So what you're going to want to do is pull this back, and we're gonna want to come here to these little nubs and just rotate them and rotate these out, and come here to the other side and do the same. And we can go ahead and close this all back up. And now you have his little rocket launchers sitting right next to his head, which is really cool. And another thing you can do is come here to the arms, and you can push these in, and out will pop his rockets in his arms. And you can do the same on the other side. And so there he has his rockets now, which is really neat and very accurate to the show. And as you can see, I really love that this guy doesn't have any gaps or hollow spaces on him. There's a bit of a hollow space here, but really it's not that noticeable. It's not really a big deal. And of course we can bring in his weapons, and these do just plug in right here to his hands. And so there you have him all armed up with his various weapons and his little hidden rockets, and he looks really great. And that does pretty much cover it for his robot mode, so we can go ahead and get into some comparisons. So up first for comparison, I am going to be comparing him with War for Cybertron Kingdom Cheetor. And these guys scale pretty well together. Next, I'm going to be taking a look at him next to War for Cybertron Voyager class Dinobot. And you can see Dinobot's taller than him. And Primal is kind of on the smaller side of the Voyager spectrum, but honestly, with all the extra things that were added into him and all the paint and detail, I think it really still utilizes the entire budget for that price point. And Dinobot should be taller than him anyway, so that's accurate to the scaling. Next up, we're going to take a look at him next to his nemesis, War for Cybertron Kingdom Leader Class Megatron. And you can see how these guys look together. And last but not least, we're going to take a look at War for Cybertron Earthrise Leader Class Optimus Prime. So there you can see the two primes slash primal next to each other. And that just about covers it for War for Cybertron Kingdom Optimus Primal. And yeah, like I said, this guy is a really great figure, really well executed. No hollow or gappy spaces, great paint, great sculpt, looks very animation accurate. I love all the little details of like the little rocket launchers in his arms, and also the rockets that come out of the back next to his head. His weapons look really great. The transformation is a lot of fun to do. There's different options for posing in his beast mode, and he's pretty well articulated in his robot mode. So overall, I would definitely give this guy a 9 out of 10. So let me know down below in the comments if you agree, if you don't, and until next time, I will see you all later.